Hey, and welcome to the third lesson in the CoSchedule Getting Started course for marketing teams. In this lesson, you're going to learn about how to plan all of your work in CoSchedule. By the end of this lesson, you should understand how to plan new projects in CoSchedule, where to find all of your tasks, as well as how to collaborate better using the discussions and attachments in a CoSchedule project. Before we get started, it's important to understand what we mean by a few different activities in CoSchedule. The first one is a marketing project. A project in CoSchedule is a single, standalone activity that doesn't relate to anything else. So this could be one-off things like blog posts, white papers, ebooks, conference tier sheets, promotional swag, brochures, paid search ads, or anything in between. A marketing campaign, on the other hand, is made up of a series of projects that all work together towards achieving one outcome. This could be, for instance, a product launch. A product launch usually entails social media posts, blog posts, emails, announcements, so all of these things are associated with a single goal and usually has a beginning and end date. When you're planning a project in CoSchedule, there are two different ways to think about setting deadlines. The first way is to set your project for the date that it is supposed to publish, and work your task back from there. For instance, if you want to launch a blog post on a specific date, then your task will work back from that specific date. For example, you'll need to write your post 2 weeks in advance, have the graphics done a week in advance, etc., etc. The next is a more traditional approach to project management, and that is setting the project for when the project will initially kick off, all of the activities. So this is really good for working back from a scheduled start date without needing a specific launch deadline. This is great for projects that have ongoing activities and no hard launch date, maybe like an ongoing event or an ongoing marketing initiative. In the CoSchedule calendar, when you're adding a project, there are several different categories. I'll go over into the CoSchedule calendar to show you what each of these means. When you're in the CoSchedule calendar, and click the Create button in the upper right-hand side to create a new project, you will see a drop-down of all the different types of things that you can create. The first one is a project. This will add a single standalone project to your calendar, like a blog post or video. When you open up the project, you'll give it a name. You can toggle down here to dictate what type of content the project will take. If you choose the option that says social, you can either add a standalone social media message or a social campaign. The next option to choose is a campaign, and this is when you have several marketing projects all working together towards the same initiative. If you plan all of your emails in MailChimp, you can create emails right in CoSchedule. Same thing with HubSpot. You can also choose WordPress if you want to create blog posts here and in your WordPress account. Now you might have seen that there was a blog post option under project, as well as the WordPress one. So there's two different ways to use this. If you create a WordPress activity on your CoSchedule calendar, this will automatically create a WordPress post in your WordPress account. Or if you choose the blog post option under project, you can later connect your Google Doc or text editor file to your WordPress account. There are a couple places in CoSchedule where you will see your tasks live. In an earlier lesson, we talked about the home dashboard, but there are two other places you can go to see your tasks. If we go over to the calendar, on any specific day, you will see your relevant tasks living on your calendar view. This makes it easy to remind yourself that you have tasks due on these days so you don't forget. But if you open up an individual project, you will also see your workflow here on the right side. These are all the tasks that are associated with the project that need to happen before the project can go live. When you're done with the task, you can simply click it off in your workflow, and that will get checked off on your calendar. You can also check tasks off on your home dashboard. The next thing that we will cover are discussions and attachments. We talked a little bit in an early episode about discussions in projects, but let's open up the calendar again. Your Discussions tab here is the place where you can @mention people, or you can add the attachments using this paperclip. These plus sign will give you a couple options of things that you can add. You can add text editor files, Google Docs, social campaigns, Google Drive, and you could link projects in CoSchedule. This text editor allows you to create a copy into CoSchedule, which can later be converted into a PDF or a WordPress post. Maybe you prefer to write your blog post in Google Docs. You can attach a Google Doc and you will get an option to either connect your Google Drive or else attach one of your docs directly into CoSchedule. If you work on the social media teams, for instance you need to write some social messages that are attached to a project, you can add a social campaign by choosing this megaphone icon here. And essentially what this does is allows you to write all your social media messages directly in the content that is being planned. Notifications are a powerful way to stay up to date on relevant discussions and get notified when you're about to miss a deadline. CoSchedule lets you customize your notifications so you have the right info at the right time. Alright, thank you for joining lesson number 3 in the CoSchedule Getting Started course. In the next lesson, we're going to talk a little bit about how to make your CoSchedule calendar work for you.